Okay, so last time we looked at the asymptotes to the function 1 divided by x minus 1. And we saw that the limit does not exist. Just in case you might be a bit confused about how the graph is generated and how we get the curve to be like this, let's look at a few of the points that we're going to generate and to plot, right, to see why the curve behaves like this. Now, here we have 2. The thing is, when x is 2, what is y? 1 divided, if we consider y equal, but then we usually use f of x for this particular subject area, so you use f of x. F of x is 1 over x minus 1. Now we want to find out what is f of 2, f of 3, f of 2, f of 1.5, and so on and so forth. In fact, let me put the f of x up here. F of x is equal to 1 divided by x minus 1. So that's what we have there, right? F of x is equal to 1 over x minus 1. The question is, when x equals 3, then we have, what is f of 3? Well, f of 3 would be 1 over 3 minus 1, which is 1 over 2. This is 3 and this is half. So, okay, you can see it here. 1 would be about here. 2. So this is about half. Okay, good, fair enough. What about when x is 2? We find f of 2 equals, so remember what we're doing, we're approaching 1 from the left, no, from the right, from the positive side. We're at 2. F of 2 is 1 over 2 minus 1, which is 1 divided by 1, which is 1. So when x is 2, f of x is 1. You see that? Okay. Good. What happens when x is half? We have f of 0.5 equals 1 divided by half minus 1, which is 1 divided by what we have here, f of x, no, x, yeah, x, no, 1.5, not half, 1.5, so it's 1.5 minus 1, so it's 1 over half. 1.5 minus 1 is a half, so it's 1 over half, which is 2. So we see at 1.5, this is v, at 1.5, x is 2. So you see that. Let's get closer to 1. 1.1. 1 divided by 1.1. When x is 1.1, this is 1.1 minus 1. This is 1 over 1.1 minus 1 is 0.1, which is 10. So close to 1 at x equal 1.1, what we have is that x equal 1.1, f of x is all the way up to 10. Now what happens when x gets even closer to 1 from the right? No, not 0. At 1.01. Then f of 1.01 is equal to 1 over 1.01 minus 1 is equal to 1.01 minus 1 is 1 over 0.01, which is 100. So very close, it shoots all the way up to 100. So you see why the curve is increasing so much. Now, as you get closer and closer to 1, the value of f of x shoots up a lot. And as you get nearer to 1, the value of f of x goes all the way up to infinity. That's what happened on the right, just before you reach 1. What's happening on the left? What's happening on the left? Let us say you will have f of x is equal to, you don't reach 1 yet from the left, so it's 0.9, 0.9. You have 1 divided by 1, not 1, 0.9 minus 1. This is going to be 1 over negative 0.9 minus 1, 0.1, which is negative 10. So, just about here, 0.9, you're looking at negative 10 for f of x, right? And if you consider getting even closer from the right, from the left, you're going towards f of x this way. Let's get very, very close to 1. F of, we're finding 0.99. 0.99 is equal to 1 over 0.99 minus 1, which is 1 over negative 0.99 minus 1, 0.01. Alright, which is negative 100. Shoots all the way down to negative 100 and going towards infinity. So you get closer and closer to this line, the line of x equal 1. As you plot the curve gets closer and closer to it, but never reaches it. So that's a vertical asymptote to the curve.